Hello and welcome to this Black Talk Radio News commentary. And I want to share a story that we talked about a lot back in 2013 on Black Talk Radio Network. Of course, this is Black Talk Radio News, and I do remember writing about this case because of this young man's missing organs. That's how the story really went national, was when they found that this young man who was found dead in a rolled up gym mat in his high school in Georgia. It was just a really horrific story, but it was also other stories in other states where people's organs will end up missing after their deaths. But this case is being reopened after 8 years. Again, back in 2013 is when this young man was killed, which is what many of us believe. And I'll share some details in just a bit. But here is a video report from ABC News that was shared on btrcommunity.com by Mr. Horton. Thanks, Mr. Horton. I remember this story when I saw it. So here's that report.
Authorities have now reopened the investigation into a Georgia teenager found dead inside a rolled-up gym mat 8 years ago. 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson went missing on January 10th of 2013. He was found the next morning, his head facing down inside a gym mat at Valdosta, Georgia High School. State authorities initially ruled his death accidental, saying that he dove into the mat to retrieve his shoe. The family has suspected foul play since that January day. Joining us now is Kendrick's mother, Mrs. Jacqueline Johnson, and family spokesperson Marcus Coleman. Thank you both so much for your time tonight. Mrs. Johnson, I'd like to start out with you. You've been calling for justice for your son for 8 years now, and there have been several investigations and lawsuits already. Why the sudden change here that this is being reopened? Is this quite literally a case of there being a new sheriff in town?
Yeah, I think that's got a lot to do with it. We got a new sheriff, so this is a new chance for Kendrick justice.
And Marcus, authorities have said that this was just a freak accident. Your family has paid for 2 independent autopsies. One that suggested it was unexplained blunt force trauma. Kendrick's father has even tried stuffing himself into a mat to show just how difficult it is. Why does the family think that Kendrick's death wasn't an accident at all?
Well, for correction, there have been 3 autopsies now. The first one, which we know is bogus, stated positional asphyxiation. Autopsy number 2 and autopsy number 3 are both identical. They say blunt force trauma, and they came to that conclusion based upon the hemorrhaging still noticeable in the tissue in Kendrick's neck around his main artery. That's one reason, the ultimate reason. When the feds closed this case was closed on a local level by Lowndes County in April of 2013. We pushed for a federal investigation, and that lasted almost 3 years.
And Marcus, I understand that your continued push for justice is what has helped the local sheriff obtain those 17 boxes of evidence from the federal government. The sheriff has vowed to treat this like it's a brand new case. How confident are you in this new investigation?
Well, considering it's been 8 years and now 2 months, considering that, the investigation was closed in 2013 on a local level and then closed again, or not even again, closed in July of 2016 or June of 2016 and met with the family, we're cautiously optimistic, but this past summer, myself and many colleagues who've been engaged all across this nation in social justice issues. Tomorrow, I'm headed out to join the comrade Tamika Mallory for the 1-year anniversary of Breonna Taylor, her death, which is tomorrow. I was looking at the abroad outbursts here in Georgia, the Breonna Taylors I just named, the George Floyd's, and it just never sat well with me for reasons already stated of what happened with Kendrick. Kendrick's name deserves to be mentioned amongst those names, and honestly, there's no other case that has this layer. So it energized me to attempt to get Kendrick's case reopened, and that's when we discovered that the Middle District of Georgia, the initial governing body federally for Kendrick, had recused itself completely, and that's when I was told that all questions and answers are to be conducted out of the Northern District of Ohio. So in the midst of this pandemic, me and Mr. Johnson, we flew out to the U.S. Attorney's office there, and now his former U.S. Attorney heard me. But after we met with him and we laid out our reasons why we would like to see this case reopened, he literally had less than 2 months in office due to the change of administration. That made us a little leery, but we had to take him at his word. He said he would make this a top priority before he left. That led to papers being filed in federal court from their behalf, which ultimately led to those 17 boxes. Last thing I'll say about those 17 boxes, Kendrick had 17 short years on this earth. We don't think it's happenstance that this case has been reopened due to 17 boxes. We feel like each one of those boxes represents the young life of Kendrick Johnson that will ultimately lead to justice for Kendrick Johnson.
Well, let's hope that we'll see justice. But another angle to this story, or another element of this story, is local politics. So this isn't being investigated by, I understand Garland Merrick was just confirmed as the new U.S. Attorney General, appointed by or nominated by Joe Biden. And again, he has been confirmed, but this isn't a federal investigation. This is a local reopening of the investigation by a literal new sheriff in town. And so that is why it is important that we not only organize nationally around issues like healthcare for all, issues like the right to form unions and $15 an hour minimum wage, federal minimum wage, but also, we have to organize locally and be forming coalitions around these issues as they always happen locally. So a new sheriff is looking into this. Again, that's reason for optimism for those that don't understand why this case has been so frustrating for so many. Just let me recall some of the information I picked up back in 2013 when this was a really big story and being talked about a lot, including by podcasters on Black Talk Radio Network. So it's being alleged, it is believed that Kendrick Johnson was murdered by some white classmates, and that he was attacked and stuffed into this gym mat. And there was also reports that the number one suspect, a white teenager, a male, whose father was an FBI agent, also exerted undue influence, thus obstructing justice in the case. So for those that don't know why people don't believe it was an accident and that there was a cover-up, those are the reasons why. And as you heard the family spokesperson say, there's been 2 other independent autopsies that show the same thing, and that was blunt force trauma due to bruising on his neck. And good news that it's being reopened, but all we can do is wait to see if this new investigation will bring forth any indictments on murder charges. All right, this has been Scotty Reed with the Black Talk Radio News Report and Commentary. Please continue to support the efforts of independent Black media platforms like Black Talk Radio Network, which is managed by a nonprofit, Black Talk Media Project. You can make a donation today and it will be tax deductible. You can also join us at BTR Community, which is a social media platform that was created to counter racism in social media and provide a safe space for Black people to talk about issues. All right, peace and blessings to all.